The league is going in a direction where if you have a quarterback, that's the guy. And no, Trey Lance is an elite. Elliot, open your fucking ears and listen. It's not hard. Do this, okay? Jimmy Garoppolo is an elite. And what do the Niners do? They go draft a guy that they believe can become elite.
Right.
Why? Because you need that guy. Dan Campbell says that the Detroit Lions, quote unquote, don't need an elite quarterback. It isn't necessary for sustained success. Guys, I think it's very important that we understand two things, and two takeaways really from this answer Dan Campbell gave all of us. What we must take away is that Dan Campbell is both right and dead wrong. He's right because the Tennessee Titans can win 13 games and lock up the number one seed in the AFC with Ryan Tannehill. You can win a division with Case Keenum. You can win playoff games maybe with a Case Keenum, a Ryan Tannehill. You can accomplish these things. But sustained success? Now, that was the key word that's where I really just lost. I think Dan lost me on this. He really did. Up until that sustained success, that quote, that was a big no for me. That's where he's dead wrong. And I'll tell you what. You can win in the NFL with guys like Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, Baker Mayfield even, Ryan Tannehill. How? Supreme talent, very good coaching. This is very simple. Now, how do you win, like actually win long term? How do you win the big moments, the big games? Not just, oh, you know what, we won a division in 5 years. We won a playoff game in 5 years. How do you take that next step? Well, you take that next step with an elite quarterback. You don't believe me? Okay. Let me explain to you why Dan Campbell is dead wrong. Last season, every team that won their division had the best quarterback in their division. 7 of the 8 quarterbacks that won their division are elite quarterbacks. The only exception, Ryan Tannehill, who plays in a weak division. And there is no elite quarterback in that division. 7 of the 8 division winners last season were elite. The following season, the season prior, 2020, the best quarterback in every division won the division. 2019, every division winning team had the best quarterback. This is a trend. This is where the NFL is going. This happens all the time. It'll continue this way. And of course, there are outliers, right? I'm sure you can go out and point in history where the best quarterback in the division didn't win it, like Tom Brady. Tom Brady is a better quarterback than Drew Brees. The Saints won the division his first year there. Brady went to the Super Bowl. Well, we all know what happened. You can even look at Russell Wilson losing the division to the San Francisco 49ers the year the Niners went to the Super Bowl. Happens. Russell Wilson's a better quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo. But again, these are the outliers. One team is supremely more talented. Coaching is at a different level. It compensates for not having an elite quarterback. And I don't think you can say that. I don't think you can say that realistically without looking at it this way. This landscape of football, not just NFL, college, it's all changing. Nick Saban tells you, can't stop offenses anymore. Can't do it. Impossible. Okay. Bill Belichick, how's he doing with Josh Allen in his division? Not good. Not good. That's one of the greatest coaches, I could argue. The greatest coach in NFL history. He's struggling. League's changing. And again, Dan Campbell is right and wrong in what he said. He's absolutely right in what he said because I do believe you can win this league consistently without the guy. But sustained success? I'm going to read you off all of the coaches that have had long-term success in recent years. And long-term success is identified as 5+ years of consistent winning football, winning records, winning seasons, playoff wins, division titles, AFC, NFC title appearances. We'll start with Mike Tomlin, right? Big Ben. Very good coach, very good quarterback. Back in the day, elite. Bill Belichick, Tom Brady. Andy Reid, he had Alex Smith for 5 seasons. They won 2 divisions, won 1 playoff game. 1-4 in the playoffs. Gets Patrick Mahomes 4 straight AFC title games. Elite quarterbacks. Sean McVay got to a Super Bowl with Jared Goff. Multiple division titles. Trades Jared Goff, Super Bowl champions.
Yep.
First year with Matthew Stafford. Kyle Shanahan, another great coach, right? He's had sustained success. Kyle Shanahan, as much as I love him, has a losing record. Can't defend that, can I? Well, I can also argue that his record with Jimmy Garoppolo compared to without is extraordinary. I believe it's along the lines of 33-13, something along those lines, when he has a quarterback. And he's 6-31, somewhere along those lines when he doesn't have a quarterback. I wonder why. Kyle Shanahan's a great coach. Has nothing to do with Kyle. But if you want to win in the NFL, you need a quarterback. And of course, Kyle Shanahan is one of the, I would say, I could argue, the best or the second best offensive coach in the NFL right now. I guess you could put Andy Reid above him. Depends what your taste is. But again, there's no coach in the NFL that overcomes average quarterback play. You can get away with it. Bill Belichick can win you some games with Mac Jones, average. Can you win in today's NFL with an average quarterback? I don't think so. I don't think you can sustain it long term. And I don't think it's realistic. And you don't believe me? Go ask Kyle Shanahan, one of the greatest offensive minds, what he thinks of a very good quarterback in Jimmy Garoppolo. He's not elite. What does that mean? We trade our future for Trey Lance. Why? Because you need that guy. John Harbaugh. Well, 10 seasons. Let's not forget. 10 seasons with Joe Flacco. Oh, they won the division twice. But they won a Super Bowl, to be fair, right? They did win a Super Bowl. Well, how do you remember those Baltimore Ravens teams? Huh? For their elite quarterback play? Or for their defense that carried them all those years? And then, of course, Joe Flacco, to his credit, had an outstanding playoff run that resulted in a Super Bowl. Credit to him. That's not elite, long-term sustained success. That isn't. And again, you can win without the guy. You can win without a top 5, top 8 quarterback. It's absolutely doable. Can Dan Campbell do it? Time will tell. Time will tell. The roster needs to get better. How good of a coach is he? We'll see. And this isn't really a shot at Dan Campbell, but I think it's a bit much here that we're talking about, it's not necessary to have an elite quarterback for sustained success. I'm not seeing it. Find me one team that has had sustained success without an elite quarterback. Find me one. Please. I tried all last night. I was up till 2:30 in the morning. Couldn't find one. Dallas Cowboys, Troy Aikman. Dallas Cowboys with Tony Romo were a 9-7 football team. With Dak Prescott, they have barely over a 500 record. The important thing to take away is, again, Dan Campbell is right and wrong. You can be right and wrong. It's totally fair.
Yeah, you do it all the time.
Again, look, I hope you guys are understanding where I'm going with this. Yes, again, I can win without an elite quarterback. But who are the guys that have shown they can win without him? John Harbaugh, one of the better head coaches in the NFL. Kyle Shanahan, one of the greatest offensive minds in the NFL. Sean McVay, one of the greater minds in the NFL. What do we got here? Show me the outliers. Who else? Mike Tomlin and Big Ben, they were elite back in their time. All right, when they had their success, Ben was elite. I have to be fair, even though I think he's a bum now. And he's retired. Good for him. Eli Manning, that's a great one. Eli Manning was never elite. You're right, because they never had sustained success. Yeah. They never had back-to-back winning seasons under Eli Manning. They had 2 Super Bowl runs. That was it. Runs. Miracles. Outliers in the history of the NFL that will always be remembered as how the hell did they do that? That is how we remember the New York Giants. That's not sustained success. There's no debate about Eli Manning, in my opinion, because the success was never consistent. When we talk about consistent success, Aaron Rodgers is the epitome of it. You win the division basically every year, all right? You're probably winning a playoff game every year, but you're losing in the championship game. Look, I mean, we want to get to Aaron Rodgers' legacy. I don't want to do that right now. But the point is, with him It didn't matter if it was Mike McCarthy. It didn't matter if it was Matt LaFleur. They were winning football games. Why? They have the guy. They have the guy. And again, I don't think this is an indictment on Dan Campbell, but I think we need to understand where the league's going. Bill Belichick, the greatest defensive-minded coach in NFL history, one could argue. Hell, one of the greatest, if not the greatest coach of all time. Hasn't stopped Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills from scoring a touchdown, I want to say, in the last 14 possessions. 14 straight possessions for the Bills against the Patriots have resulted in a touchdown. Come on. The league is going in a direction where if you have a quarterback, that's the guy. And no, Trey Lance is an elite. Elliott, open your fucking ears and listen. It's not hard. Do this. Okay? Not hard. Jimmy Garoppolo isn't elite. And what do the Niners do? They go draft a guy that they believe can become elite.
Right.
Why? Because you need that guy. Because when you're going up against Matthew Stafford and Kyler Murray in the same division, and it used to be Russell Wilson, you need that guy. That's the guy you need. There are no outliers in this situation. It's unbelievable. You show me a great coach, I'll show you a great quarterback. There is no in between. Tony Romo wasn't elite. Dak Prescott is not elite. These guys aren't elite. And again, you can win with Dak Prescott, right? You can win the division when the division's awful. You have the best roster in the division. Even though you lost it the year before to a 7-9 Washington football team? Come on. Come on. Come on, guys. Again, Dan Campbell is right by saying, all right, fine. You can win in the league. Fair. Where you lose me, Dan, is the idea that you can have sustained success. That's the key word for me. That's the word that's throwing me off a little bit. That's the word that's throwing me off. Because I believe in today's NFL, the quarterback is so important that it's worth giving up 4 or 5 years worth of first-round picks. Why? Because you can always supplement talent in the second, third, fourth, fifth round. Mm-hmm. We see teams do it all the time. The great teams do it. The Rams. You think Bill Belichick is happy with Mac Jones, or would he prefer Tom Brady? Hell, forget Tom Brady. Would Bill Belichick prefer Mac Jones, or I could argue a lesser version of a Lamar Jackson or a Russell Wilson or one of these guys? I would argue he would take one of the young elite quarterbacks.
Yeah.
He wouldn't want a Mac Jones. And again, Mac Jones is good. You're going to win games with him. And if you want to hang your hat on Trent Dilfer, Brad Johnson, Joe Flacco, Eli Manning, go for it. Congratulations. You're doing great. Doing great this morning. But I don't think that's the play. I really don't. And please, please, for God's sake, if we can agree on one thing this morning, is that the quarterback is the most important position in football. Fair?
Yep.
Get that right. And Detroit, again, just because you get the quarterback right doesn't mean it all works out, right? Because the Lions are the best example of this. You have an elite quarterback in your city for 12 years, and you end up with 0 division titles, 0 playoff games, 2 playoff appearances in 12 years.
So what has to happen first? The quarterback or the...
The quarterback. You have to get the quarterback. But
we had the quarterback.
We had the quarterback. But what didn't we have? You didn't have coaching, you didn't have a front office, and you didn't have much of a roster outside of 1 or 2 seasons.
So does the quarterback come first, or does the front office come first?
Well, no, they all come first. In terms of, you need a GM, a head coach, and a quarterback. Yeah. Give me those 3, I'll figure out the rest. That's your recipe for success in today's NFL, and really the NFL in general. Give me a GM, give me a head coach, and give me a quarterback. We'll win football games. Yeah. I don't care if I have fish lining up at tight end. We'll be okay. That's the point. That's the point, because the quarterback is responsible for what everybody does on the field. I know what everybody is doing on the offensive line. I know what they're doing. I know their first step. I know what they're supposed to be doing. I know what the wide receivers are running. I know their option routes. I know the tight end. I know his route. I know his option route. Mm-hmm. I know what the running back is doing. I know if they send a linebacker, what the running back is going to do. I know if they drop back a defensive end into coverage, what I'm going to do. That's why the quarterback is the most important position. And again, you had him, Detroit. It didn't work out.